Welcome back on the program. Now, in our talk segment this morning, we're talking security situation in Nigeria. The TY Danjuma claim. At this time, the former Minister of Defense, General Theophilus Danjuma, has accused the Nigerian Armed Forces of colluding with the killer headsmen on ethnic cleansing agenda in the country. Danjuma said this in Jalingo at the median convocation ceremony of the Taraba State University in Jalingo, where he was presented with the honorary doctorate of science degree in the state. Well, let's take a listen to watch General Danjuma indicting the military at this time. Take a listen to this one.
The ethnic cleansing must stop in Taraba State, it must stop in all the states of Nigeria. Otherwise, Somalia will be a child's play. I ask every one of you to be alert and defend your country, defend your territory, defend your state. You have nowhere else to go. You have nowhere else to go. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
General Theophilus Danjuma there reacting at these weighty allegations at this time. Or do you see this as a call to anarchy? Well, take a listen to what the army has to say concerning the accusation made by the retired general there. The Nigerian army has rejected the statement by the former chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, who accused the military of complicity in killings or in Taraba, Benue and other riverine states in the country. In a statement, the Director of Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Texas Chuku, said the Nigerian Army have been living up to its constitutional responsibility of defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria. In this regard, exercise cartridge in an operation that engages troops to cabin the menace of herdsmen, farmers, conflict and other criminal activities in the North region and among others at this time. And away from that, let's take a listen to what the PDP has to say concerning Danjuma's statement. They are calling this as a weighty, very weighty statement. Indeed, the People's Democratic Party has stated that the call by the former Chief of Army Staff General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, for Nigerians to defend themselves against killing or killers and attackers have a clear evidence that President Muhammadu Buhari and the All Progressives Congress APC have failed. Kola Logodia, National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, in a statement on Sunday, said Danjuma's call is yet another testimony of a tragic situation which the Buhari presidency and the All Progressives Congress have dragged our nation, and that is what we have a reaction of the PDP and the military there. We'll take this quick break, and when we come back, my guests will be extraying these accusations and counter accusation on the security situation in the country. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back on the program. We now go on to our talk segment this morning, security situation in Nigeria, the TY Danjuma claim. At this time, we have here Victor High, public affairs analyst and legal practitioner, Jide Ologun. Many thanks for staying tuned, gentlemen. Let me start with you, Jide. What do you make of this accusation? Well, listening to reaction from the army, from the presidency. It's saying that this is a call to anarchy. Do you share in this one?
I think that is an extreme translation, because the general was explicit in his allegations, and I think those should be taken one after the other. He alleged a perceived ethnic cleansing. He alleged the defenseless situation of the people. He alleged collusion between the military and the attackers. He alleged the facilitation of their operations, and I think they should be taken one by one. And in getting good results from the evaluation, you look at what has been implemented and you try to find out if these elements are there. So let's start with the Benue State situation. A law was promulgated to regulate grazing, anti-open grazing law, and a group came out to resist that law and to threaten the implementation of that law. And thereafter, killings took place. And even the governor was asking, arrest the representative of this group. And they were not arrested.
When you look at this issue of Boko Haram insurgency in the country, it didn't start yesterday, it didn't start now. It started about 8 to 9 years ago. What exactly has been happening concerning this one? Let me let you speak, Victor Hai, because the PDP battled with this issue of Boko Haram insurgency. There you have the Chibok experience, and we had the Dapchi, and thank God is gradually going off.
I don't know.
What do you make of all of this? If this war has been on for the past 8 years?
Well, for me, yes, it may be important to note the number of years that the war has been on. But if a government comes into power with the promise that, first of all, claiming that the outgone government was inept, it was probably a sponsor of Boko Haram and all that, and then promised to come and restore peace and order, and security to Nigerians. If you make that a cardinal objective, particularly if you are led by a former military general, then I expect that to be done very efficiently. And it just drew my attention as well. Things we know, but sometimes you need to point out to you how the issue of El Zakzaki and IPOB was dealt with clinically. And we don't hear about them anymore. It just tells you that wherever there's a will, there is a way. So the question now is there truly a will to end this?
Looking at the statements coming from the army saying that from the Director Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Texas Chirko, saying that the army has been living up to its constitutional responsibility of defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria. Victor, what do you make of this one?
I'd like to contribute something to what he just said with a little demonstration. Oh. Obviously, it didn't work. You know what I wanted to do? But obviously,
right.
Your instincts would have been to defend yourself.
Because
you're not normal, because you didn't experience anything. I wanted to do that.
Are you calling for self-defense?
No,
okay.
When you say a call for self-defense, he's a lawyer and he knows what I'm talking about. One of the elementary things we start with in law is that we know that ancient times, why we started law at all, because the state of anomy, as I would say, is where you find a situation where people are calling for self-help. It means there's a breakdown of law and order. It means there's no longer trust in the system, especially when it's coming from as powerful an authority or figure as the general. Now, if you see what is happening in the country today, it can be compared to what is happening in America, where You know, there are the gun lobbies. You know, everybody say to people that on the one hand, there are those who believe that every American should be armed, and that will form a deterrent to those who are coming to attack. Okay, there will be that argument that it could be a deterrent. And on the other side, you might find those who might feel that it will lead to abuse because some people may just use it anyhow. But in a situation where, and he rightly pointed it out, where you find people in the field, the same army you're talking about here,
Okay.
they don't trust themselves anymore.
The call by T.Y. Danjuma is a call to anarchy in the country, and it set a dangerous precedent for all Nigerians. Let's not forget history. If you look at what happened in Kosovo and Bosnia and recently Rohingya, how does a citizen defend himself with a perceived bias? And so calling everyone to arm himself to defend, to have a self-defense is like fighting everyone against everyone.
You quickly want to react to
Yes.
what
With all
Yusuf
due
said.
respect, Yusuf, I don't think you have been fair. We picked out. Nobody here has said that we should get back into a state of anomie or where we begin to say resort to self-help. What we've talked about here is a breakdown of confidence in the system, which is the reason for the call. You will recall that when I was talking, I said what this states here, what that call meant is like a crisis of confidence in the powers that be. Not necessarily that it's right. Besides, what it called for was defense. It pains me. Look,
If you're not going to carry arms, how will you use
well,
that?
I can say this to you. If a thief were to come to your house to kill you, whatever is available to you at that point, because self-preservation is the first law. If nobody is attacking you, don't have
Are we
a
not
problem.
going into the state of anarchy?
No, let's
just
not
like what
please
Yusuf
don't.
just
If
said.
you allow me, if you stop me halfway,
Okay.
you leave half information there, and it's dangerous because I may be misunderstood.
Now, if General Theophilus Danjuma is invited for questioning,
Yeah.
I'm throwing this question to Jide as a lawyer. Do you think he has approved to back this accusation up if he's saying that the Nigerian army has colluded with the herdsmen or militia to kill people?
If an elder is lying down, he can see beyond where a child standing up can see. General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, has been the chief of army staff. He has been the federal minister of defense. He is a highly respected politician. He's a man that does not meddle in national affairs. He's an icon of global reckoning. He is a philanthropist. You know, he is a successful man. He is an elder statesman. Now, let's expand this. What are we doing in this studio? We are defending Nigeria. We are defending the unity of this country. So we better pay attention to that. Now, are we really looking at these attacks? Who are these attackers? Who are those who are arming them? Where do they get their trucks from? Their Land Cruisers, their ammunition? Who supplies the food? How is their logistics? Are they conquering lands or not? Is there fear in the land or not?
Okay.
Is it affecting our economy?
But Jide,
are we in an
we have to go now because of
impending
time.
danger of hunger in this country?
We have to go.
When we are diversifying and the same famine is being attacked. So we need to sit down as a country.
Okay, is that the solution?
What I want to see
Okay.
is Shekau, whether he's alive or not, because he's been killed several times by report, should be dealt with the arms of justice. We have the other faction headed by Bamawi, all right? And there is another faction that the Minister of Agriculture said maybe they are from West Africa. If there are terrorists invading this nation from outside and my country cannot defend me against external invasion, I'm afraid. You see, those of us who are expressing, I don't live in a
So what's the
northern part of the
solution
country,
now?
but I'm disturbed.
What's the solution
Let
now?
the government arise. And I'm putting this back to leadership. We have a president who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. I respect him so much. I expect so much. And I will say this morning, from whom much has been given, much must be demanded.
Right, Victor.
He has enjoyed so much goodwill.
Victor?
Let's unite Nigeria. Let Nigeria prosper.
In less than 1 minute, solution to all of this.
Yeah, the same way the military dealt with IPOB, the same way they dealt with the Shia, I expect the same action to be taken against Boko Haram. Let's stop paying lip service and let there be healing within the armed forces. There's too much division there now. The general knows, I think, what he's talking about. And if we don't unite our army together, then there might be an implosion. I think rather than just condemn wholesale what he has said, the speech should be analyzed, looking at the contents, and contextually as well, so that we are able to draw solutions from it.
Victor, hi, public affairs analyst. Many thanks for joining us on the program this morning. Legal practitioner, Gideon Logo. Many thanks for joining us on the program this morning. One thing we are drawing conclusion on this program this morning, coming from the statement or the accusation of Theophilus Danjuma, that it is not a call to arms or ammunition in the country. It is a call for the safety of life and property of Nigerians. And this is how we draw the curtain on Call Digest at this Monday edition. Till I come your way again, I remain Emmanuel Ajayi. Bye for now.